Alright, so this is the Peggle 2 Peg Party tier list, and it's gonna be basically the same as my Peggle 1 video where I explain why the characters are great in the multiplayer. But Peg Party is basically unchanged. It's basically the exact same as it was in Peggle 1. The only difference, of course, being that you pick your masters before you were seeing what maps. If you're playing random map format, then you know what master you are really matters. So, let's just start with Yorn. Uh, Once again, he's the worst character. Well, he's the second worst to me in the original, but in this game, he's just as bad. He's not horrible this time around. His super guide is like a rainbow at least. It gives you a much better range than it did before, but it still really doesn't. It doesn't chain pegs together. It's not destroying an area. It's not getting your multiplier up. It's just showing which way your ball will bounce and getting some extreme slides, which isn't the greatest thing in the world when every other character is much stronger. The abilities are much stronger than they were in the original Peggle, so just having Super Guide is even more baffling now because there's no like pyramid that's just as bad or multi ball which is just as bad. Pretty much every other power is a step up. So Berg's deep freeze I would say is next. It's just not the strongest in the world. Now, obviously, the levels that are tailor made for his deep freeze, he can completely take over the game. And of course, with Peggle 2, you don't know what level it's going to be, so you might pick a character like Luna or Norman, and you get a Berg level, and Berg just destroys the game and he wins. But more often than not, Berg's power just doesn't do enough. And I really don't like his deep freeze and the fact that it messes up your bounce. It makes your bounce not. It makes the ball not bounce as hard off the pegs when they're frozen. And if the level has a lot of bricks, he really doesn't do anything. All he's going to do is hit his when it's a brick. He just hits the two bricks that are closest to the brick he already hit. So really, if you don't have a level tailor made for his deep freeze, he's not going to do a whole lot. Uh, it's tough because some of these characters you can really rank in any order. Like even Berg, like if you said Berg was better than some of these characters, I wouldn't be against it. Uh, I'll go Windy next. She has very good point potential in the late game, but honestly, it's just the fact that her power doesn't actually really do anything. She just takes random blues and turns them into purple, so I don't know. It's hard to really say. All she's really doing is just adding a couple of extra purples, which is great when you have your multiplier up, but it's pretty much useless in the late game. I mean, it's not like you can really choose the area she affects. She just puts them on random blues, so it's hard to really plan out her power because it's not like she's really going. She's not hitting any oranges. So when your power is to spawn purples, you're not helping me clear oranges so that those purples can be better in the late game. So it's hard to really say how good her power is. I'm not really sure if it's that great. So it's just difficult because when you really think about it, it doesn't actually do anything. It just spawns some purples. Like Berg's power is making it so that other pegs hit other pegs. Jeffrey's boulder is making it so that he can just destroy an entire area. Mindy is just spawning a couple of extra pegs. Like in the grand scheme of things, they're not actually doing anything to the board. So after that, I'll say Jeffrey on average. It's hard to say. I think I, I think he's a little better than multi-ball because multi-ball has a problem of some levels where he's just not going to get any points with Jimmy. Like there are some levels if they have a lot of bricks or if the pegs are clumped together and there's not like any slides and his multi-ball is just going to fall off. But the levels that he are good on, he can completely take over the game. I'm talking like 200k, 300k, from using his multi-ball at the start. Levels that are made for his power, he's just going to win every single time. But levels that aren't made for his power, he's going to lose every time. So he's the ultimate boomer bust character because he's anywhere from getting 0 points to 300,000 and just winning the game, or he can just lose depending on the map. And with Peggle 2, you don't know what map it is, so it's kind of just a coin flip. If you're going to be, are you going to win the game instantly or are you going to lose instantly? You don't know. But Jeffrey's kind of in that middle where he's always good, but he's never amazing. Like his boulder's always gonna be decent. But if there's a level that doesn't have a lot of bricks, you really don't need his boulder, and other characters are just going to get more points, like multi-ball or overvolt. You don't really need his boulder if the level's easy, but if the level has a lot of bricks and it's like a level where they're stacking bricks on top of each other, then oh yeah, you're gonna love boulder. It's gonna get you a bunch. But on the easier levels, he's not very great to use because he's not gonna get you a lot of points. He's sort of like Lord Cinderbomb in the way where you have your levels like your Peggle Land and your Birdie's Crib, levels that don't have a lot of bricks and the pegs are easy to hit. You're not going to use Fireball because Fireball's there for the easy, or the harder to reach pegs, the bricks. So that's why you're really not going to use him. Luna is in the A tier. Say she's very good, especially if you save her for the end. The fact that her ability is to single-handedly target oranges, it's like the opposite of Wendy's because you are affecting the board. You're bringing back blues that you got rid of while also targeting oranges. So those blues you bring back that you destroyed are now more. They're worth more because you use that nightshade to hit more oranges. So now the blues you bring back actually do matter, opposed to Wendy, who's just throwing purples on the board, but your multiplier still sucks. So even if you hit a bunch of purples, you're not going to get the score you need. But Luna lets you target oranges while still getting blues that you got rid of, so she gets you even more points. And then if you fever with her on, you just instantly win. The only reason she's not S tier is because on some maps that are more difficult, she's gonna struggle to clear an area. Like she has no way to reach a hard to reach green or a hard to reach orange without her power. She can't really just control an area like Jeffrey, or even Bird can kind of destroy an area like a Space Blast or Fireball. She's really stuck with what kind of level it is, you know? If you have a level with a bunch of bricks, she's not going to be able to really do much because she's good on levels that have a lot of pegs that you can drop down and hit all of them in one shot, really, and then you can bring those blues back. If you're talking like one of the harder levels, it's going to be more difficult to clear with her because she has no way to just destroy an area or even chain pegs together or get free balls even. So but she's still better than the rest of the characters because her ability just completely dominates in the late game. So, and then if you've played Peggle 2 at all, you know Norman is the best character in the game for pretty much everything, destroying pegs, clearing levels. Even in the duel, he's the best character. I mean, he's his Ubervolt is always good. Like it's never bad. It's probably the best ability in the first two games of any master. It's almost never bad. It's going to get you 75 to 100k almost every single time, sometimes 200k, 300k, and it's going to clear oranges because you're even if you only hit 10 pegs, you hit 30, you know? So a normal shot that you hit 10, you hit 30. And how many pegs are in a level? Like 90, 100? So if you hit 30 with Ubervolt, and that's a bad Ubervolt, you already cleared a third of the stage. So the fact that he's getting you a bunch of points, he's hitting oranges, he's clearing the board, he's basically doing everything that power wants. Like in Peggle, you usually want your power to do three things. You either want to hit oranges, clear an area, or like destroy pegs or something. He pretty much does all of them. Like Super Guide is there for like slides and hard to reach pegs. Boulders like to clear out an area, but like Norman basically does all that shit in one. He gets oranges like Nightshade. He destroys areas like Jeffrey. He gets the extra points like Windy. Like he pretty much does it all. And unless the map is tailor made for like deep freeze or tailor made for Jeffrey's boulder, he's gonna win every single time. So he's pretty overpowered and probably the only character that I would honestly consider banning, and like if I was actually like playing in it like some for money or some shit, I would really consider banning him because he's overpowered as hell.